Good morning, beloveds. As usual, paying attention to the cats instead of camera, but it is what it is, right? Okay. It is May 24th. Our title is You Have What It Takes. The first quote is, "Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in it, and it shall bring it to pass." We have thought that outside things controlled us when all the time we have had that within, which could have changed everything and given us the freedom from bondage. So that is the Science of Mind text 9:25. And I'm sorry, the first quote was Psalm 37:5. Okay. Each of us has what it takes to be successful, even though we may have at times thought of ourselves as lacking or being ineffective. Such a view is not the truth of who we are. Rather, we are divine beings. Indeed, God lives, moves, and has God's being within all of us always. And God's guidance will put us in the right place at the right time if we will be still and commune with this silent partner. When we do become still and listen, we find not only that we are being guided and sustained in all that we do and say, but also that we are meeting the challenges of life in new and more wonderful ways. And we need to recognize that these challenges are a blessing to us, for as we meet and deal with each one, we gain strength and vitality. Thus, we express more of our divinity. The truth is that we are each perfect, just as God is, and insofar as we compel our mind to perceive that we are perfect, perfection will manifest in our life. Let us know each day that we are experiencing more and more of the success that is our divine right. Today, I am conscious of my oneness with the source of all life. I know that success is now firmly established in my world, bringing with it a new sense of freedom, happiness, and joy. I am serene, confident, and sure. For this I do give thanks. And that is NH. And I'm not sure who NH is, so let's find out. Norma Hawkins. Okay. So I think the first thing that we want to deal with when we're talking about you have what it takes is I think we need to redefine our definition of success. Okay? Because we have society's definition of success. We have culture's definition of success. We have religion's definition of success. And none of those may ring true for you. Because honestly, right now, the American society's definition of success is a whole lot of money. Does that make you happy? No. Does it make your life easier? Maybe. Okay. Because having your bills paid definitely goes a long way to making your life easy. There's Maslow's ladder, which is about having your basic needs met. Once your basic needs are met, then you can turn your idea to to other things. And so straight up baseline for success and happiness is to have your basic needs met, which is food, shelter, and there's one more. Safety. Maybe it's food, shelter, and safety. And then after that, what's your definition of success? Do you have good relationships? Do you have a fulfilling, if not job, which I hope you have a fulfilling job. If not job, then are there things that you do that fulfill you? Do you have hobbies or art or, what in your life makes you feel that life is worth living? What is good? And that's where you want to start building that idea of success. Because if success is just about your bank account, then your life isn't perfect, because perfect means complete. And your bank account is not who you are. It's not even a small part of you. It is an important part of you. Do not let me tell you otherwise. But what we want to do is go in and redefine our idea of success and then go, all right, now where do I go with what I think would make what's my definition of success? Because I have completed a master's degree. I have an arguably successful relationship. I have a good number of friends. My children, which are four-legged with fur, are, mostly happy, healthy, and, I'm happy with them to have them. I do find both of my jobs very fulfilling. I do enjoy what I call my mortgage paying job. And then, being a minister is one of my jobs, and I love that too. And then I do have, an art. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, then that one of the things that I love to do is take photographs. And so if you follow my art, that is also, so all of that brings me to the conclusion that I am successful. Because I'm happy with my life for the most part as it is. Are there things that I would like to change? Of course. Are there things that I think that I can grow into? I don't want to say things that I could do better, because there are a whole number of areas that I could grow into. So I'm not beating myself up on that I'm not good enough. It's like, no, I'm good. I could get better, but I'm going to grow into them if I choose to work on them. And so what it takes in my definition of success. Is it everybody else's definition of success? No. And you know what? That's okay. Because their definition of success doesn't matter to me. My basic needs are met. My partner's basic needs are met. My cat's basic needs are met. And then after that, everything is building on that. And so so I think redefining your idea of success is a good thing. And now if you want your marker to be your bank account, go for it, but your definition of success can be so much more than that. And when you do that, when you broaden your definition of success, you find out that you're far more successful than you thought you were. And then it gives you the confidence to relax, to be still, to listen, and to be guided into even greater areas of success that you hadn't thought about pursuing, because you're sitting there thinking you weren't successful, that you didn't have what it took. Norma's right. We're divine beings. We have everything we need already within us. The question is, are we willing to grow it? Are we willing to listen? And are we willing to work with that silent partner? God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be joyful. God wants us to be peaceful. God wants us to be all of the qualities that God is, because we are born with them. We come pre-installed with the Christ software. I know it's a funny way of saying it, but it's mine. So we come pre-installed with that software. And so it really does come down to, are we willing to open up the program? Because we already know the password. Password's love. And access all that we could be. Or exactly as much as we want to of all that we could be. Because I being a gifted child, I understand the sheer terror of, well, you can be anything you want to be. Yeah, well, that doesn't help me now. It's like, let's narrow those choices down a little bit. And you do that by deciding what you really love to do. All right. So the title is You Have What It Takes. You are what it takes. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in God, and God shall bring it to pass. That's Psalm 37:5. Go read the whole psalm for yourself. And then the Science of Mind text, which is from 295. We have thought that outside things controlled us, when all the time we have had that within which could have changed everything and given us freedom from bondage. And that's what I'm talking about, changing our definition of success. The outside things that control us are what society says, what religion says, what culture says, what other people say. And honestly, none of that matters. What matters is what you think. Your idea of success is between you and God. And once you accept that and let all else go, once your basic needs are met, you're as successful as you think you are. You're as successful as you think you are. And that's one of the reasons why Science of Mind is involved in, social justice. And we do care that everybody's basic needs are met. Because once you get past the basic needs being met, people get to be people. And they get to define their success the way they want to. Each of us has what it takes to be successful. Even though we may have at times thought of ourselves as lacking or being ineffective, such a view is not the truth of who we are. Rather, we are divine beings. And right there, that's the kicker. Indeed, God lives and moves and has its being within all of us always. Okay? We're made of God, by God, for God. There is never a time God is not there. There is nowhere God is not. So God is always there. So we have it already within us. But are we willing to access it? We are so much more powerful than we think we are. Because we're scared of our own power. And God's guidance will put us in the right place at the right time if we will be still and commune with this silent partner. That's what Ernest likes to call God, the silent partner. Because God speaks to us in ways that are infinite in variety. And we don't always recognize it as the voice of God. It's not just that little voice in the back of your head. It's not just. Sometimes it's in the books that you read. Sometimes it's in the music that you listen to. Sometimes it's in the signs that you see. Like literally the billboards that you see. It's like, oh, wait, I did not know that. Okay, let's pursue that path. So this silent partner has all of these wonderful ways of speaking to you when you are open to listening. Very rarely does the angel come out of the cloud and say, hear ye, I have a message to you from God. I mean, it would be easier. It's just not the way it happens very often. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, just not a regular occurrence. When we do become still and listen, we find not only that we are being guided and sustained in all that we do and say, but also that we are meeting the challenges of life in new and more wonderful ways. When we open to God, God opens the infinite varieties to us. It's like that the infinite varieties have always existed. We have to be open and willing and accepting of them. And so by opening to our silent partner, then we start to notice things that we hadn't noticed before. And we need to recognize that these challenges are a blessing to us, for as we meet and deal with each one, we gain strength and vitality. Thus, we express more of our divinity. The truth is that we are each perfect, just as God is, and insofar as we compel our minds to perceive that we are perfect, perfection will manifest in our life. The more whole we think we are, the more whole our life will be, the more whole our life will manifest. Let us know each day that we are experiencing more and more of the success that is our divine right. And you will when you broaden your definition of success. And I don't mean that to dilute what success is. What I mean is we've been taught a very narrow idea of success. And it's so much more than that. Just like we've been taught a very narrow idea of what God is. And God is so much more than that. So, all right, Norma Hawkins, let's see what your treatment is again. Today, I am conscious of my oneness with the source of all life. I know that success is now firmly established in my world, bringing with it a new sense of freedom, happiness, and joy. I am serene, confident, and sure. For this, I do give thanks. All right, so that's Norma Hawkins. The mission today, should we choose to accept it? I think the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is exactly that. We know we have what it takes, so let's broaden our definition of success. And once we broaden our definition of success, then we will see that we have what it takes. All right? We all have an infinite and wonderful variety of gifts, some of which we enjoy more than others. It's just the way it is. Like, I can't draw a straight line without a ruler. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. But I can take a darn good picture. So, let me broaden my definition of success. Let me accept the title artist because I take gorgeous pictures. And my straight line has nothing to do with it. So, broaden your definition of success today. Open it up, even if just one area that you hadn't considered outside of your bank account. All right? Or the numbers on the scale. That can be another one. Ugh. So, all right. That's the mission. And as always, I do encourage you to do the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like today. My usual suggestions are 3 deep breaths, take a nap, take a walk, enjoy something, engage all 5 senses in whatever it is that you are enjoying, be it a good piece of chocolate, be it a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or, whatever it is that you're doing. Like, engage all 5 senses and really enjoy it. That is loving, that is kind, that is compassionate for yourself. You deserve your own love, you deserve your own kindness, you deserve your own compassion. And we're better to practice this. If we're trying to create this habit, if we're trying to create this default setting, if we're trying to create this first response, by doing this with ourselves, we're creating a bank of it. And it leans into our Christ consciousness. So, did tell you that definition, that the password into that Christ consciousness is love. So, your own loving yourself, good way to get started. All right, I'm going to move into the process of my day. So I'm going to encourage you, as I always do something to engage your mind and your body. Go get bright light. We're still in the midst of our storms down here, so I'm using artificial bright light. Drink plenty of water. And whatever else you do, please open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you all the time. And we can take Emma's advice and look for the good and praise it. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. And when we broaden our definition of success, we see a little bit more of that heaven. Or sometimes a lot more. All right. There is a lot going on coming into the end of June, the end of May. I forgot what month we were in. The end of May, the beginning of June. So if you want to know what's going on, please email info@creativelife.org. Get on that constant contact. It'll have hot links and all of that. Because I know this weekend's kind of packed. So we'll have my ordination Friday night, the food market on Saturday, and then an amazing wrap up of the Ursula Gesterfeld series on Sunday. So that'll be good. And yeah. And then we have a guest musician early in June. So it'll be good. There was something else and I don't remember what it was. And so I'm just going to let it go and tell you to have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, an enchanting day, a magical day. I'm running out of adjectives day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. All right? Always. When we know who we are, we're way more powerful. So, catch us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I'm on. Unless you're after my personal one. And then, which is where most of my pictures are. I do share a few of them to the running Rev Ryan. So, there was something else. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. provided that the storm tomorrow isn't intense. If it is, then I'll get it done when I get it done. So, take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. I will see you next time. All right, beloveds.